ゴルフ業界を盛り上げようということで始まりましたチェケラーゴルフ。それではチェケラー。はい、じゃあラストビデオということで最後のテーマは何ですか？
So this last video, guys, we're going to be talking more so just about my teaching method. Now, the reason because this is I want you guys to just get a good understanding of how I would teach Yukino. So that's what we're going to do right now. First things first, we typically like to start from like a fundamentals of like ball flight laws or something that's kind of rooted in some type of science. So that'd be the first place to start. So let's maybe give you a little bit of an example of this. Let's see you hit a couple shots real quick for me. And then while she's hitting the shots, maybe give me kind of some ideas that she's working on currently and then what maybe she thinks she's struggling with as well. So in her opinion, like, what is she currently kind of working on, and then maybe what is she struggling with as well?
でも最近取り組んでいることといえば飛距離アップなんですけど、ドライバーもアイアンも全体的にヘッドスピードを上げるっていうことをやってます。
So luckily, head speed is very easy to measure, I would say, right? So for a 7 iron, what head speed would for her would constitute more club head speed?
7番アイアンで140ヤードぐらい打ちたいんですよ。トータルで135ヤードキャリーとか、今130ヤードぐらい打ってるんですよ。なんで10ヤードぐらい上げたいなって。
So she has a clear goal. That's the first step. So she wants to hit it 135 carry with the 7 iron. Now for her, that's average, correct?
はい。
So with that head speed, she's probably going to have little to no chance to get to that 135. So I think the great place for her to start would be head speed. So because of that conclusion, we're going to now look at stuff in her golf swing that might be causing her to lose club head speed, right? So maybe for the people watching at home, kind of what we just did there was we started from ball flight laws, or basically kind of an end goal, and then worked all our way back into the analysis. Okay? What would be some major speed killers? Well, first off, at the top of the backswing, I feel like in terms of speed generation, she's in a great spot here. So she's got quite a longer swing here. Arms are kind of high here. She's got pretty much a pretty big full turn with the pelvis, so all that looks good to me. We could obviously get her swing much longer, kind of like a John Daly or like a Jamie Sadlowski. However, the issue with getting the swing longer is you tend to push your top end higher, but your lower end tends to get lower. So like your average actually tends to kind of fall backwards. Your top end shot, or basically your longest shot, goes further, but your worst shot gets worse typically. And then so your average actually ends up kind of, if anything, going backwards. So for all the ladies at home or for all the juniors out there, I wouldn't necessarily with an iron recommend getting past parallel. I feel like parallel's plenty for you guys out there. So in my personal opinion, the first big power, she just pointed at it. Go for it. Yeah, I think it's a little steep, but more so what I see is more the hands moving towards the ball in early transition. And this, I feel like, is your real true speed killer right here. So as she kind of swings up to the top, her initial move is her hands go out this way. Visually, that makes everything look kind of steep. The issue with this is most people from here are either going to swipe across or they're going to reroute and go this way. No matter what, you're probably going to change directions and you're going to slow down your swing, right? Because you're not actually having a natural. Yeah. So I think that could be a great place to start. So let's give her maybe a feeling and a drill for her to do. So let's have her swing up. Okay, so the feeling that I want her to do is I want her to kind of come down a little bit more this way in transition. Now, I know she said she thinks she's steep, but the reason is she's visually steep. She's not actually steep. So when your hands move towards the ball, it makes the club shaft look like it's steeper than it really is. So let's have you swing up again. All right, and then come down. Good, 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 good. And then the feeling that I want her to have is feel like the butt end for her is going to be pointing either at the ball line or slightly inside the ball line, I think is good. Okay, that's step one. All right, step number 2. From here, what I want her to do is I want her to feel like she's kind of going and pulling, almost kind of tipping the club a little bit on the steeper side and then pulling her hands through as she turns. Okay, go down to P5. Good, 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 good. So then as she comes in through here, she's going to feel kind of this feel. Feel that? So that's going to make sure that the club head is kind of pitching out in front of her hands a little more. as opposed to before she was kind of pitching the club behind her hands. And I'm going to take a video, so if she didn't guess it, it's a two-part stop and go. Sorry, I forgot to say that. 1, 2, 3 1, 2, 3 Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, so first thing at this P5, so I still think she's quite flat here with the club shaft.
ちょっと寝てる。
Right? But, and then also the hand position I think is too far behind her for my liking. Okay, now as from here, let's kind of see how she goes from here. Closer. So see how the club head's still like a little bit behind her hands too much for my liking? Probably on this last swing, she probably felt like the club head was a little heavy in her hands, right? So let's have her try one more and I'll help her out here. Let's have her swing up to the top. Good. All right. 1, 2, 3 Good, 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 good. And then I'm going to get her like right about here and right about here. All right, she can hold that. Good. All right.
ここ。
And then try swinging from there. Good, 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 good. Now tell me, did the club head feel lighter in her hands?
そうですね。バランスはいい感じでした。止まったところの。
Good. Okay, so now I want her to try one more like that. All right, have her swing up to the top. Good, 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 good. And then show me P5. Better, better. Perfect. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3 Good. Now from there, I think I messed up on that one. I think I got her a little too flat. Yeah, sorry. I needed to get you a little steeper. But what you did do a good job was you got actually really close to getting the club head in line with the hands.
本当。
Yeah. And so if we go compare that to your old swing, I want to kind of show you what the old swing was doing here. So I want her to watch what she does from P5.
おお。
Yeah. So see how it's dropping, but it's dropping parallel now.
パラレル。
There you go.
綺麗綺麗。
Right? So that's kind of her feeling.
へえ、オッケー。
Nice. Smooth. And especially for a lot of our lady professionals, as well as our lady clients, what they tell us is that the club just feels light. I think that's the overarching kind of thing we hear in lessons. Yeah. Good. Okay.
OK。
So now from here, what you would have to do now is go through like an implementation process or basically a very structured guide on how to take this from a slow speed with a stop and go all the way to the fast speed, right? Which gets into the boring part of the lesson. So basically the way we look at it is we break up kind of our implementation process into 4 levels. There's the 2-part stop and go, which is the easiest level. 1-part stop and go, next easiest, and then 50% full speed. Now, what the practice guide does is it allocates how many golf balls you should hit for each section, right? Because I'm sure we all know that we're the type of people that love to go to the driving range, pull out the driver, and start swinging full speed, right? And there's no structure to our practice. So real quickly, basically for your first couple months, typically what we recommend is spend about 80% of your time in the stop and go section and then 20% of the time in the non-stop section. Also in the lessons, we typically give them how many percentage for 2-part and 1-part. For this particular video, maybe we'll skip that to speed things up, but that would also be something we want to do. Okay. And then the next thing that I want you to do typically is if you're going to hit 10 shots, at the very least, film like 3 to 5 swings. At the very most 10 swings, film all 10 swings. In the lesson, we've given you checkpoints, we've shown you how to draw the checkpoints, so all your job now is to go hit balls with the structured practice guide, check your checkpoints, and then check back into us within a month or 2 months. And if you want to learn about all of our checkpoints, we have all those checkpoint webinars, as well as a bunch of webinars explaining exactly how to get better if you're interested on our membership site.
はい。
Okay, so questions?
バッチリです。
Very
大丈
good.
夫です。
Okay, sorry. And that was a really condensed lesson, basically. Really short, but just good for YouTube, I think.
わかりやすかったです。なんか最初の私のスイングだと、まあ普段あんまり撮影しないっていうのもあって、イメージと全然違うところにクラブがあったんですけど、やっぱりこう直してもらって、その正しいスイングというか、正しいスイングのフィーリングっていうか自分の感じ方が分かったので、 いいと思いました。
I'm the same way. I'm scared to look at my swing right now. It's probably pretty ugly.
そうなんですか。
Yeah. But you got to do it, and I do it too.
そうですね、そうですね。計画してちゃんと練習でストップ&ゴーいっぱいやりたいと思います。
All right.
ここからはキウイプラチナムメンバーシップの方からご覧ください。チェケラ。
Hello, check it out, golfers. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. I hope I brought you guys some value with the video. And as well, big shout out to Yukino. Thank you so much for allowing me to film with her. She's such a natural. She did a great job, made me look good as a golf instructor. So real quickly, I want to talk about my membership, and specifically, if you're one of those people out there that have found that the golf instruction on YouTube can be really feeling based and that you're not really getting specific checkpoints or specific parameters, and that's something that you want in your golf swing change, then I want you guys to go check out my membership site. On the site, we have a bunch of webinars as well as videos with professional golfers where we kind of break down step by step exactly how to change your golf swing, exactly what checkpoint parameters are the parameters for you, and then also we show you how to actually film yourself and do everything yourself, and really you can become your own golf coach. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and check out the link down below. And as well, if you sign up before May 20th, you guys are going to get entered into a raffle where you guys can win a full set of irons, pitching wedge through 3-iron. As well, you're going to get a fitting from a famous fitter, Satoshi Yoshida. And then last but not least, you guys are going to get a 2-hour lesson from myself. So go check out the link down below. I hope to see you guys in the membership.
今日はありがとうございました。Thank you!
Thank you very much.
ということで今回はコラボ動画ということだったんですけれど、キウイコーチのオンラインサロンキウイプラチナムメンバーシップの方に動画が貼ってあるので、ぜひそちらもご覧ください。概要欄に貼ってあるのでそちらもチェックしてみてください。はい、というわけでありがとうございました。キウイコーチのレッスンでした。それではチェケラー